Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's session. My name is Alexis Batulis with Columbus, and we have a special presentation for you coming up on reporting options for the move from GP to Business Central. We started the call by putting everyone on mute, so if you have any questions during today's presentation, please use the question box on the upper right-hand side of the screen to enter any questions that may come up. At the end, we'll have time for a Q&A with our presenters. We are recording the session and we'll be sending a link to all attendees within 24 hours after this webcast. In the next 40 minutes, we're going to explore the reporting options available in Business Central and address the fear of the unknown in transitioning from GP to Business Central. We want to show you the roadmap of how to get there and how this relates to what you might be currently doing in your GP environment. We will also explore the best way to get your data to do analysis, review, and how to do reporting with efficiency and ease. Our presenters today are Annette Brown and Bill Meeks. So without further ado, Annette, I'll hand it off to you to get us started.
Hi, everyone. My name is Annette Brown, and I have an accounting degree from Michigan State University and specialize in financial reporting. Throughout my career, I have always loved the automation side of accounting. Long ago, I decided helping you to get the numbers and automate your processes was way cooler than being responsible for them. So I became a consultant with a focus on education and automation. I have been helping clients use technology and implement new ERPs to make their month-end processes more efficient for over 20 years as a consultant. 18 of those with Columbus. I have done everything from chart of accounts design and report building to budgeting and forecasting.
Hello, everyone. My name is Bill Meeks. I have an accounting degree from the University of Kentucky. I have a diverse background that combines accounting, software consulting, and education. I have 15 plus years of experience in technology, as well as implementation and support for ERP and integrated applications, with primary focus on business analysis, along with functional and technical software implementation and support, both as a consultant and on-site ERP administrator, analyst, or specialist. I enjoy helping others solve business challenges with the use of technology.
Our agenda today consists of chart of accounts setup and design and the reporting options available in the financial, operational, and analytical realms. All good reporting starts with a well-designed chart of accounts. When designing the chart of accounts in Business Central, there are some fundamental differences to how you did that in GP. Some of the biggest differences are the use of main account, dimensions, account categories, and subcategories. We are going to cover those differences so that you can see basic setups and how the setup is used in reporting through BC. Business Central's dimension accounting makes analyzing your records simpler. Dimensions let you define analysis categories and then tag your data so you can quickly review. Dimensions can, for example, indicate the project or department an entry came from and do not need to be associated to every main account. Great Plains uses segments added to main accounts to create a full account code, which then allows you to analyze data. GP has two other options to tag certain accounts with additional transaction dimension IDs called analytical accounting, otherwise referred to as AA, and multidimensional analysis, or MDA. AA and MDA most similarly relate to the functionality of dimensions in BC, since these options do not need to be associated to every main account in the chart of accounts. When setting up this chart of accounts in GP, you define the segments in the account format screen. Every segment is linked to every account to create a full account code. Even if the account doesn't need to separate the balances for that segment, a default code is used as a placeholder to fill in the segment. What you see when the account is set up is a full account code with a number of segments and digits in each segment as defined in the account format screen. Next, you assign an account category to group like accounts together, which can then optionally be used to report balances in reports. Account category is a mandatory field on the account card. However, it is not widely used in GP other than in Advanced Financials or Management Reporter. In BC, all things start with just a main account. You have 6 account categories in which all accounts are grouped: assets, liabilities, equity, income, cost of goods sold, and expense. Once the accounts are grouped in account categories, you can then create custom subcategories that can be used to group accounts into ways you would like to see them in financial reports like balance sheets and income statements. To do that, you would go to the Finance menu, then the GL account categories. That pulls up a list of the account categories and subcategories. That list can be customized where needed. These subcategories will then be used to create account schedules for reporting. So now let's talk about dimensions. A dimension is the term used in Business Central to define an analysis category. Dimensions are used to group or categorize data for purposes of analysis. So for example, in setting up a separate general ledger account for each department and project, you can use dimensions as a basis for analysis and avoid having to create a complicated chart of accounts. Dimensions consist of dimension values. A dimension value is a subcategory or a tag associated to data to conduct meaningful analysis. A dimension can consist of any amount of dimension values. Here we see the basic structure of dimensions and dimension values. So let's look at the setup in BC. Here we see an example of how to set up a dimension called departments. You can use this dimension when you post sales documents. This will let you use business intelligence tools to see which departments sold which items. The more dimensions we use, the more detailed reports you can base your business decisions on. So for example, a single sales entry can include information from multiple dimensions, such as the account the item was posted to, where the item was sold, who sold it, or the kind of customer who bought it. Now that we've discussed how to set up your chart of accounts for analyzing data, we're going to discuss the various reporting options within BC. We have categorized them into 3 sections: financial reporting, operational reporting, and analytical reporting. The first set of reports we will cover are the financial reports. There are 2 types we'd like to discuss: account schedules, which are included as part of the Business Central core functionality, and options for third-party reporters. First, we will review account schedules. These reports would parallel the functionality of advanced financials in GP. They do share similar characteristics to MR. However, account schedules don't have the complete functionality or flexibility of Management Reporter. We want to show you what is available and discuss some of the differences to what you may be getting currently from your financials. Here is a list of available account schedules. There are 4 default system-generated account schedules where the name starts with M. They are the basis of the standard financial reports and get installed with Business Central. System-generated account schedules are updated automatically when opened if subcategories are updated in the chart of accounts. These default reports may not suit the needs of your business. However, you can create your own financial reports by copying an existing account schedule or starting one from scratch. To preview the financial results that the account schedule defines, you would choose Process Overview and then Process Print. You would use account schedules to get an insight into the financial data stored in your chart of accounts. Account schedules analyze figures in general ledger accounts and compare general ledger entries with general ledger budget entries. Going back to the account schedule list, account schedules are used to arrange account lists in the chart of accounts in ways suited for presentation of information about those accounts. You can set up various layouts to define the information you want to extract from the chart of accounts. If you're using Management Reporter, it would be similar to setting up a new row definition. Now we'll select the Edit List option to review the account schedule setup. One of the main functions of account schedules is to provide a place for calculations that cannot be made directly in the chart of accounts, such as creating subtotals for groups of accounts, which can be included in new totals and then be used in other totals. Users can also use account schedules to calculate profit margins on dimensions on your dimensions that you've set up, such as department or customer groups. By changing the column layout, general ledger entries and general ledger budget entries can be filtered, for example, by net change or by debit amount. Now we'll take a look at some of the third-party options available for reporting. Many users in Dynamics GP currently use Management Reporter to create financial statements. For comparison purposes in terms of reporting available with core functionality, Management Reporter is a financial report writer that is not part of the core functionality of GP. It is a separate application currently available for use with GP at no additional cost. While it is not created by an ISV, it is a separate application that allows you to report on general ledger data to create any report that originates with a GL account balance. Management Reporter is not available for use with BC, so we wanted to introduce an example of at least one other financial report writer that would provide similar end results for financial reports. There are many different third-party report writers that would work with Business Central. Your reporting needs will determine which one is best suited. Today, we are showing Jet Reports, a product of Insight software. Using Jet Reports does not limit you to using only information from the general ledger, unlike Management Reporter. Any modules can be accessed from this Excel-based tool. With Jet Reports, there are no hard coding or programming skills required, so your team can explore data and create or modify reports on their own. Quickly and easily generate timely, accurate financial reports in the format that works for you using the same fields and calculations you're used to right inside of Excel. Here we have highlighted a small sample of some of the free reports that are available from Jet Reports so you can see what they look like. The first report is a display of net change of general ledger accounts by Global Dimension 1 within a given date. Next is a cash flow statement for a company which includes a couple of graphs. It can be segmented by years, quarters, or months. This is an income statement that compares a given period to the same period last year. Here we have another income statement with filters by dimension. It includes trends, monthly, quarterly, and year-to-date comparisons. This is another income statement which shows budget versus variance overview by year. And we also wanted to show some examples of reports that don't originate with the GL account balances. Here we have a sales and profit information on the top customers for a date range. Slicers can be used to drill down into specific customer segments. Again, this is an example of a non-GL report available. Details of an open sales order lines within a given shipment date range. Slicers are available to filter list based on sales and or location. There's also a display of summary totals. Next, we will review operational reporting. Reports that aid in your everyday activities or get printed with business processes. We will cover query tools and do a comparison between SmartList and PopDoc. We will also look at the out-of-box reports that come with Business Central. SmartList in GP provides users with easy access to list type data, here we'll choose the chart of accounts list. And then this is where you can add additional columns, or you can add search criteria to add filters to the data returned. PopDoc is the Business Central equivalent of SmartList in GP. PopDoc is a third-party self-service BI tool from E1 Solution that allows you to access all of your cloud-based application data. Log into one single app and all your data is there. PopDoc reports are always based on live data. It's real-time reporting that helps everyone do their job better. PopDoc provides data-driven access plans perfect for the small business reporting needs of the everyday employee. It also serves up actionable data, allowing you to complete tasks without logging into the native application. There's a built-in widget with a multi-list dropdown that gets added when you add the extension within BC. This is how most of your end user will utilize the functionality of PopDoc. Let's take a look at PopDoc as an extension widget inside of BC. If you're used to using SmartList in GP, then PopDoc will give you the same type of functionality and so much more. PopDoc provides a fast, simple interface for end users to get at the data they need to do their daily jobs. They like to call it actionable data. PopDoc can pull in external data, may eliminate some unnecessary integrations, and get all the data in one report, and provides dimensional reporting. The ability to add columns, group, filter, and export your data to Excel. Or you can right-click on the line item to see the actions available for this line item. Examples of that might be jumping to another screen in BC, as you see here, or maybe opening another form from a different application altogether, like help desk tickets on a customer or shipping information on an order.
Now let's look at the operational reports that come within each ERP application. These are the reports that come out of the box with these applications. First, GP. Most of us know GP Report Writer or have at least heard about it. Tools, Customize, Report Writer gets you there with the appropriate permissions. Any of the original GP canned reports can be modified. You simply select the original report to modify and insert, then open and begin modifying. Modifying automatically creates a copy of the report in the report dictionary. GP Report Writer does take some skill learning to be comfortable. Because of that, modifications are typically done by a more technically savvy user within your organization or by your partner consultants. Once modifications are complete, GP security settings are used to manage the individual user access to the original report or the newly modified report version. So, is there something similar in Business Central? Yes, there is. Any report that is viewed, printed, or saved from Dynamics 365 Business Central must have a report layout. Report layouts control the content and format of a report. The list of report layouts can be found by searching for report layout within Business Central. Similar to GP, Business Central does allow changes and modifications to report layouts. This is just a sample of the list of report layouts that can be found in Business Central. As you can see, there are two types of report layouts: layouts using report definition language, or RDL, and word layouts. In Business Central, the term report also covers externally facing documents, such as sales invoices and quotes that you can send customers as PDF files. Like GP, you can modify or add reports in Business Central. As mentioned, some reports are word layouts, similar to the word templates in GP. The visual layout determines the content and format of a report when it is viewed and printed. You build the layout of a report by arranging data items and columns and specifying the general format, such as text font and size. The modification of any Business Central report layout requires making a copy of the original report layout and exporting the layout copy and making modifications. The modifications are made either in SQL Report Builder for the RDL layout formats or in Microsoft Word for the Word layout formats. Once modification is complete, the layout is then imported back to Business Central. A report can be set up with multiple report layouts, which you can switch among as required. You can use one of the built-in report layouts, or you can create these custom report layouts and assign them to your reports as needed. For analytical report creation, I want to quickly show you Power BI. In terms of GP versus Business Central, Power BI can actually be used now with either application. Microsoft Power BI is a collection of software services, apps, and connectors that work together to turn your unrelated sources of data into coherent, visually immersive, and interactive insights. Power BI can be simple and fast, capable of creating quick insights from an Excel workbook or a local database, including Business Central data and current or historical GP data. Power BI consists of three main elements: Power BI Desktop, the Power BI Service, and Power BI Mobile, which work together to let you create, interact with, share, and consume your data the way you want. Power BI Desktop is a desktop application used to connect to data, bring the data into a data model, and build visualizations, reports, and dashboards. This is the primary Power BI application where most of the reporting work is performed. There is also an online software as a service, or SaaS service, called the Power BI Service. Visualizations, reports, and dashboards are saved or published to the Power BI service to allow collaboration and sharing. Reports and dashboards need to be published to the service in order to be viewed in applications such as Business Central. Lastly, there are the mobile Power BI apps that are available for any device with native mobile BI apps for Windows, iOS, and Android. All published reports and dashboards are available in the mobile app based on security permissions. Power BI Desktop enables the creation of reports, dashboards that bring together multiple data sources: Business Central, GP, SQL Server, or Azure Data Lake, to name a few, to consume the data in one place. So the common flow of activity would be: bring data into Power BI Desktop and create a report, publish to the Power BI service where you can create new visualizations or build dashboards, share the dashboards with others, especially people who are on the go, then view and interact with shared dashboards and reports in Power BI mobile apps. You can also display related published Power BI reports and dashboards within Business Central. You merely enable the Power BI report option in Business Central area pages. After enabling the Power BI widget in Business Central, selecting the down arrow for the Power BI Reports widget provides options to select reports, move between enabled Power BI reports in the widget, as well as other options. Here we see a list of all the Power BI reports and dashboards that have been published and that the user has permission to view. Now here you can see an example of the look of the Sales Customers area page displaying the Power BI Reports widget. Published Power BI reports can be displayed within the Business Central application in many different area pages. The user does, however, need to have a Power BI Pro license and be the same one as logged into Business Central in order to view the published reports, dashboards, etc. from the Power BI online service to Business Central. Pre-configured reports and dashboards, like the Business Central ones highlighted here, can also be downloaded from Microsoft Apps site to be used in Business Central with your data connection.
We want to thank you for joining us today. Hopefully, we have shown you enough of the pieces and the what and the where of reporting in Business Central to help you have a better understanding of what is available to be most efficient, get the most insight from your data, and eliminate any fear of the unknown. At this point, we can review any questions you might have.